Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we are reading for the overview of Aries season. Aries season will be from March 20th through April 19th. Now, when I am doing the overview, the big reading, and I look at this as kind of like the chapters in our lives, where the general readings are more of the paragraphs of our lives or the pages of our lives. So when I am reading for the longer readings, I use a bunch of decks. I am using my Radley Valentine Angel Tarot cards for the main message. I will then go to my John Holland Psychic Tarot and Oracle cards. That helps to provide some clarity, kind of fills in the gaps. We then go to my Osha Zen Tarot cards, and what that does is that helps to give us words of advice. My Archangel Power Tarot cards, again, Radley Valentine, and I really like how they kind of summarize everything. We then will be going to another Radley Valentine deck, and I did this, I think, last time. We'll pull one from my Angel Tarot cards. This is a little wordy, but it's got a really nice message. It's very gentle, okay? But the message, I like the messages. I will use, during the beginning part, this introduction, I will also pull from my Rider tarot cards. It's one of the more original tarot decks, okay? Okay. Then I will finish with my Emily Anderson crystal deck. Now, I have prayed, meditated, and infused all the decks with Reiki energy. Remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest, okay? Okay. I am an intuitive channeler. What that means is that I open myself to higher power. Let whatever the message is come through my mouth. My job, just deliver it for whoever might need to hear it. And I do love hearing that the message was delivered. So, like I said, it may or may not resonate. And again, that's great. That's okay. Take what you like. Now, let's go through a little bit of the overview of what Aries season is about. This is just kind of the planetary movements, and just so you can get a little bit of a basic understanding. So on March 20th, Aries season began on 5:38, and this will all be Eastern Standard Time. It is also the equinox. Equinox means equal light and day. Now, in the northern hemisphere, that means it's the spring equinox. And in the southern hemisphere, that is the fall or autumn equinox. And that actually started again on the 20th, but that was like at 5:37 a.m. So they're really very close to each other. So we're just going to say. Now, something with the, I go through some of websites. I don't watch other readers. I don't watch other, horoscopes per se. But I do look at like where planets are and, what time that, they're transitioning or where they're going to be at, right? One of the messages that I picked up that I'm surmising is that, again, this is new start, new beginning of the astrological year. So, with the planetary movements, a lot of the messages from sites, and I do post that on my YouTube community, or I post these, sites that I get a little bit of this information from on my Facebook page. I haven't been really active in my Instagram or my Twitter so much, or my Pinterest, but the overall energy is something big's happening, surprise, get ready for some interesting energy, get ready for some interesting news. Now, is that going to be in your personal life? It could be. Is that going to be in the overall general, world, the life of the world? It could be that too. The thing is that no matter what goes on in the world, we still have to live our own lives, and we still have to make our own choices as much as we can make those choices. So much influences us, and so much, we are held, and I'm getting conscription, yeah. We are held to a certain standard, just because, if you want to have a mortgage, if you, have a mortgage or rent, or we have to pay our rent, we have to, roof over our heads, food in our mouth. So there is certain things that we have to comply with in order for these things to happen. But in some ways, this is also going to be about, Again, I know I talk about it all the time. Saturn in Aquarius, reality versus illusion. And as Saturn gets more and more into Aquarius, and it'll be there for 2 years, we will be seeing more of that. We will be having the choice to see whether that we want to look at the reality or the illusion. Okay? Just letting you know all that. So, overall energy, let's go ahead and pull an angel tarot card. And here we go here. Oops. And the pink deck that I said, they're actually guardian angel tarot cards. That's what those are. This is the angel tarot cards. Let's see what we might have for the overall energy for Aries. And I have my notes right over here, so that's why I looked there too. Because here we go. 1, 2, and 3. As you might know, if you follow, reverse cards have a really strong energy. So we have 3 cards face down. First card up. Oh, get busy, get ready, do your work. 7s, that number is a perfect number. It has a divine meaning. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, get down to business. Money energy too. So the overall energy with this is a lot of the things we've been waiting for, a lot of the things that we've been doing will come to fruition during this time, or at least they will start to pop their heads up. Think of it as with the spring, we've planted the seeds and now they're popping up. We do have to nurture these dreams. We do have to nurture them, keep them watered, or however we want to do that. And again, too, I'm talking about keeping our vibrations really, really high as much as we can in order for them to grow. So this Aries season is about a lot of growth, but it's a lot, new beginnings, new starts. Anyway. Seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, unnecessary worry. Your next card up is the Ace of Air. Now, air energy is our Aquarius. It is our Gemini. It is our Libra. There's going to be all of these energies, all these air signs will be in play a little bit this month. Some a little more than the other, okay? Air is strategic thinking. It is making some plans. It could also be hearing news. Now, aces are new beginnings. You can think of those as a 1. So again, a lot of the things we've been working on, a lot of the things we've been planting, a lot of the things we've been that we've been wishing and wanting, we should be seeing them start to grow. So this is what's happening in Aries season. Now, brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation. Remember Saturn, I know. Reality versus illusion. A challenging beginning. And that's, and as you're going to see, nothing's going to be, I have some words that I, during my meditations from higher power, nothing, life isn't easy. Life isn't easy. It is a challenge. It is a journey for us, but it's very worthwhile. Your last card here, 6 of Water. So here we have, now it's interesting that in a fire sign, which is what Aries is all about, and remember, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius are all fire signs. They are about, passionate, burning, very determined type of energies here. So we're in Aries. We have our earth energy here. We have our air energy here. And now we have our water energy. Water is Cancer, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. We are finished with Pisces season. It's very emotional. There's a little bit of romance. There's a little bit of nostalgia here too. Okay? 6 is the number of man. So kind of like, what is it that we can create? What is our illusion? I'm getting what is our illusion? What do we need to look deeper into? Now the 6 of Water has a lot of nostalgia in it too. So it's kind of like you need to see, maybe this is about looking back and seeing the truth of your situation. Anyway, memories from your history or childhood, issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. Okay, so now, like I said, when I'm doing my meditation, when I'm preparing even, I ask higher power to give me some words, give me some, what I need to share for you. And this one is, and I'm, I'm not going to say, and this is why I really don't watch other readers and I don't read other horoscopes, because I don't want to influence what comes through. But, as I'm preparing and getting times and stuff, I'm sure that there is some of those influences that do seep through. But with higher power, and also too, I was pulling my guardian angels with this too, so to help me with some of these words. And what I got was, it's up to you to claim your personal power. No one else will do it for you. No one else will do it for you. Give your fear to higher power. Life is to be lived. Let go of in what I call stinking thinking, okay? And flying high is risky, but so is living. Live and let live. And what that meant to me was, you know what? People, you do what you've got to do, but you let me do what I want to do or what I've got to do, okay? So, sometimes we can't always do what we want to do, but it is live and let live. Now, these two are here. Let's see what we have, and let's go pull one other card. They were sideways, but I'll put them as reversed. And here we go. Let's see. And like I said, this is my Rider Tarot cards. Now, if we ever get the Death card, please don't be afraid of that. It just means something happens very quickly. So something has to end in order for something to begin, and it happens very dramatically and very quickly. So don't ever be afraid of that card. I've had that in my life, and I'm like, oh, no, but nobody dies. It's just a situation changes quicker, okay? And sometimes it's a situation we want, but we just didn't want it to change so quick. Okay, your first card here is the King of Wands. Now, the King's underlying energy is air energy. And again, we've talked about what air energy is. The overlying energy is fire energy, and I've talked about what fire energy is. The King of Wands is taking a look at the whole big picture. Okay, so with this, look at everything. Look at everything. Don't take anything for granted, but don't get so caught up in the small stuff that you forget to live your life. Okay, Temperance, all about balance. We balance, keeping things in an even keel. Ooh, not evil, even keel. Keeping things. Remember your work-life balance type of thing, and also to your thoughts, words, mind, your heart, your soul, your spirit, your intuition, keeping things in balance, okay? And that means taking care of yourself during this time, getting the proper rest, eating well, doing the things you need to do. Now, a lot of times, whether you're in spring or autumn, a lot of times we need to look back and say, okay, if we're in spring, maybe it's time for us to, go on that diet. If we're in autumn and we're getting ready for winter time, hey, it is still, there is changes in those habits too. So it's kind of I'm getting a really I'm getting kind of a get out of your funk, get out of, and that's F-U-N-K, get out of your funk, get out of your sweat clothes, because, start moving. Now, yes, you're saying, well, if I'm in my sweat clothes, no, the people that I'm talking to, you've been in your sweat clothes and you haven't been moving. So if you're going to wear the sweat clothes, get moving. Anyway, so Aries season, get moving. Again, that would go with life is to be lived. Your last card here, okay, and that is reversed. That is the Nine of Swords. Swords is your air energy, which we've talked about also. And that's the Four of Swords. Four of Swords. There's a lot of things that have to be let go of. There's a lot of things that you need to rethink. There's a lot of things that you need to rehash, and yet at the same time also let go of. Now, fours do have some stability to it, and it's also about organization. Now, remember too, and I know I talk about this, but Saturn and Jupiter become more and more enmeshed in the Aquarius energies as we go on. So again, keep our vibrations high during this time. All of the planets are direct, and they will be direct until the 27th of April. So this is pushing us forward. There's a node that's retro. I'm not going to get too much into that, but most of the planets are pushing us forward. Aries season is pushing us forward also. Now, couple of things that I thought were important. was the 21st of March and the 22nd of March. We had, well, the 21st, we had Venus entering Aries, okay? Venus is emotions. Venus is about love, relationships. And as it enters into Aries, it is, it is passionate. It is bringing things up in our emotional states and also in our relationships. And then we have, though, Gemini is trined with Saturn and Aquarius. That is really, that's, okay, Saturn is what, like I've talked about that all the time. And Gemini is about independent thinking. Geminis are very independent thinkers, and they do, they're very quick-witted also. So there's something, just think about that 21st, 22nd, especially with your relationships, especially with how you are viewing your relationships, okay? Now, we jump down to the 28th of March, and we've got some interesting stuff going on there too. The 28th of March, the moon will be full. It will be in Libra at 6:27 p.m., again, Eastern Standard Time. Now, it is trine. There is a grand trine with that. Now, that is also, grand trines are very lucky. They're very, oh my goodness, what do I want to say about a grand trine? They're very magical in many ways, and they are times for great manifestation. So remember, new moon to full moon, as the moon is waxing and getting bigger, that's when we're requesting. Full moon to new moon, as it gets smaller, waning, that's when we let go. The full moon is one of those times where we do it all. We do release, relinquish, request. Release what we don't need anymore, release what's holding us back, relinquish what we don't need anymore, and request the good stuff. And remember, we have so much Aquarius energy, we need to speak it out. So there is going to be, the trine, full moon in Libra, it trines with Saturn in Aquarius. Now remember, Libra is about balance. Libra likes balance. But Saturn, Saturn in Aquarius wants to bring things out to you. So there could be a little bit of information that comes out, or situations that you're like, oh my gosh. But we need that. Libra needed to balance it, because people were too strongly one way, and said this is to balance the other. Now, the Libra is trined with Jupiter, which is also in Aquarius. That's about good fortune. So there could be some changes in fortune for the positive, okay? That could bring money in also. Then we have Libra trines with Mars in Gemini. And remember, Mars is an Aries energy. But, so this is the warrior. This is the, going into battle type of energy. But Gemini has you thinking through this. Gemini is kind of like pick your battles, choose wisely. What is it that you really want to go after? So the full moon in Libra is going to be about, it could be about sudden changes, shifts. It will go towards the positive, though of course full moons are always a little bit uncomfortable for many of us. Unexpected information, unexpected kind of like, surprise, this is happening. Again, too, I talk about when, I never say to worship the moon. Higher power is for who I worship, or, who I connect with, I should say. But a full moon is a divine creation. So I do feel that the energies do scientifically affect us. It affects the world. So it is a good time to make that connection and to put out your energies, okay? That's where I say release, relinquish, and request. Whew! Now, I didn't put a date on this, and I don't know why, but Mercury is in Pisces at this time. It's going to be conjunct with Neptune, which is also in Pisces, and they're both at 21 degrees. So there's something going on there, and it's going to be between the 28th and the 3rd of April. I think it was like the 28th through the 31st of March, but I didn't put a date on that. My bad. Anyway, it connected with me because again, Mercury is about communications, and and Neptune and Pisces, they do delve into that darker place, that darker area. So this could be some dark, deep secrets, conversations, notifications happening. But the thing is, with that full moon, again, so as things kind of, I don't know, do we want to say they get set in motion? It could be some of these things are brought to that light, okay? Because, Libra, air energy, Aquarius, air energy, Gemini, air energy. Okay. Then we go on to April 3rd. April 3rd, Mercury is entering into Aries at 11:42 p.m. Now, let's see what we want to say about that. Now, Aries fire sign. I am going to say, watch what you say. Watch what you talk about. Aries might push you forward, and you may overpromise. So you may say, sure, I can get that done, and then afterwards, as you're trying to get something done, especially in your work, you're like, oh my gosh, I said I could get it done, but I didn't know I had to get it done yesterday. So just watch your mouth, watch what you say, because I do feel that there's going to be some impulsive type of communication at this time. So let's go on and see what we have here for the 3rd of April when Mercury changes. Here we go. 3 of air. Okay, so 3s have a celestial type of energy. 3 of air is a recovery time. To me, that's the 3 of swords. I look at that as recovering. So this could be one of those times, maybe this communication will be where somebody comes back into your life and you need to, have a really strong conversation about your relationship. But the 3 of air, that's the 3 of swords. So it's that heart with those 3 swords. And everyone's like, no, 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 along with the death card. Put those away, put those away. It is about recovering. It is about healing. It is about getting things out. I'm kind of getting this, like you need to regurgitate the emotion in order for you to heal again, okay? So that could be vomiting of the mouth, and I don't mean you're going to physically get sick, but it's just like so much stuff just comes out. So, again, I'm going to say be careful a little bit too, because once it leaves, it can never come back, okay? So great sadness, take time to heal, the need to forgive yourself or others. Reverse, let's see what we have here. 9 of fire. 9s have that finality, completion energy. We've talked about fire energy. I love her. She is so strong. Whether you be male or female, it doesn't matter. She has such great strength. So, I like to call her the dragon tamer or the dragon slayer. Sometimes there are dragons that we need to slay. So this is all about standing firm. Okay, so if you're going to say something, mean what you say and say what you mean, okay? Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. And your last card here, the 10 of earth. Now I love this. 10's transitional number. Earth is, again, the number that we talked about, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. Very solid energy. And I think we have actually on the 14th, we actually have Venus entering Taurus. So between, I would say, the 3rd and the 14th, you could see some stabilization in your emotions and in your family life too, okay? Because this is about a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. Now, we do come to that new moon, and let's see where my cards are. There they are. We have that new moon in April on the 11th. It is in Aries, and that's at 10:30 p.m. New moons begin new projects, new starts, new anything, okay? So let's just take one card for the new moon and see what we have here. King of Swords. Okay, so remember the king underlying energy is air, which is swords. Oh, and the swords energy is air. Okay, so this is air. So this would be your again your Aquarius, your Gemini, your Libra. The King of Swords is like this is the oldest of the decks. This is the oldest of the cards, and this brings about great wisdom. So if this is something that you want, if you are planning on starting a new project at this time, this is a time really think things through. But, and again, too, I'm always saying, connect with your higher power, your guardian angel, spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine archangels, whoever that is for you, because they will guide you. And that is actually where wisdom does help. Wisdom does come, is knowing that there is more than just you. Just thinking that we have all the answers is arrogance. So we don't have all the answers, but we know how to find many or some of those answers. The King of Swords, though, is just, it sees clearly, and I get the word crisp. Crisp, so is that, so basically crisp, whoever, I don't know, but I'm getting the word crisp. Okay, I talked about the 14th of April, Venus entering Taurus, which is an earth sign. I do feel that is going to be, that the emotions are going to start stabilizing more and more. And also this will be developing relationships. It'll be really kind of learning what makes other people tick. Okay. And then we come to the 19th of April and Taurus season begins. And so Taurus season will begin at 4:34 p.m. Now, let's just pull one from my arcane. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got a bunch that just fell out. So let's see what we might have going on for Taurus. We're just going to do these real quick. Knight's underlying energy is fire. Ariel is earth energy. We've talked about that. Basically, in Taurus, there's going to be a lot to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind, trustworthy, understanding, devoted, and funny. So Taurus is coming out already as a lot of this stuff has helped us to prepare, and now it's time to get busy. And remember, nights are directional. Here we go with the Page of Fire reversed. Page of Fire is follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. Gabriel is fire energy. Energetic, brave, optimistic, playful. Underlying energy of a page is earth. Now, we come back to, and again reversed, we come back to King of Michael. Now, King of Michael is the same as the King of Air. Okay? So, principled, rational, ambitious, respected. Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. So a lot of things that are happening in Aries, they really get moving in Taurus. And our last card is an Archangel energy card, so this is really, really strong. Archangel Azrael, and this is peace. That would be lovely. I would love Taurus. I would love Aries to end with Taurus beginning on a note of peace. That would be so lovely, wouldn't it? Now, Archangel Azrael. So remember Azrael's name. Release the past. And we've talked about a lot of that. There is a more enriching future coming. Let go and let God. Now, one thing before we go on to our individual readings. I love this one, and so this is kind of like the end of, so that would be sometime in the end of April to the beginning of, the end of Aries season to the beginning of Taurus season. I think that would be lovely. But again, it's letting go of that past. It's, there's a lot of healing. Remember that Three of Swords, I think it was, or three. And there goes a card down there, but let's see what we have here. And let me go pick that card up. Excuse me. So what crystal or energy might be good for us? And I should have this too. I don't know that this is it. It just kind of looks like it. So anyway, Aragon, star clusters, earth healing, which we need, grounding, stress relief, and vitality. So we've got a lot of energy. So when I was talking about releasing the past, a lot of that has to happen with that 3 of air, which is the 3 of swords. Also that 6 of water. Now, lots of things happening, lots of really good energy, no matter where we're living. Again, too, I will go back to the words that I heard from higher power, and I'm reading it up here. It's up to you to claim your own personal power. No one else will do it for you. Give your fear to your higher power. Guardian angel, your spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine, your archangel, whoever that is for you. Life is to be lived. Let go of stinking thinking. Oh, things are never going to get better. Da, da, da. No, we have to put out the positive energies, okay? And, okay, flying high is risky, but so is living. Live and let live. So that's what we've got right now as our overview. And now we will start our individual readings. Hello, my Capricorns, and welcome to Aries season. So let's see what we've got going for you with Aries season. Now, I know in the introduction I talked to you about all of the energies and what they mean and what signs they belong to. I did talk to you about the court cards, except for the Queen. The Queen's underlying energy is water. That is Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, fluid, emotional. It does have a very caring energy. So let's see what we have for my Capricorns now. Here we go. 3 cards face down. Put these over there. And here we go for my Capricorns. Reverse cards, strong stuff. Here we are. Unity. So interesting with Unity. Unity is Archangel Sandalphon. Sandalphon is believed to have been Elijah, walked the earth. Unity has kind of a structure to it, okay? Unity is very, doing what needs to be done. It's very much following the law, following what others want of you. There's a lot of, I'm just feeling a lot of kind of the box. There's kind of a box, and it's like, I don't necessarily, so you might feel yourself having a lot of boundaries. You might feel yourself wanting to kind of like get a backdoor key or something and kind of exit that box. I'm feeling like the boundaries are coming in on you, are surrounding you, and they're not necessarily comfortable, but that's okay, because without these boundaries, you would not be able to, well, part of you enjoys the boundaries. Part of you likes knowing what's up is up and down is down and left and right and all of that. But part of you also wants to be released from these boundaries, wants to get, kind of get out of town, get out of Dodge, wants to ride on your horse and move on. And, and so there's this box, I'm kind of getting this box type of energy. It might be something that you yourself have created. You've put yourself, you've put yourself in a situation that you don't see really an escape from, because I do feel like you're kind of pushing that boundaries. You don't want that box to get too close. You want to kind of stretch it out a little bit. It's okay, because I actually feel that, it will help you to identify some of these boundaries. Some of these boundaries you'll want to keep, and some of these boundaries you'll just want to shatter. So let's go on. 5 has some change, and that's where, it's kind of like you want to change the dynamics, you want to change the paradigm, you want to change what's holding you back, okay? Anyway, traditional viewpoints or methods, spiritual organizations. Seek out mentors and like-minded friends. Let's go on. Next card is the Knight of Fire. This is where you want to break out. So, I told you about knights, fire, fire. Fire underlying, here's fire. This is Aries, Sagittarius. It's also Leo. And it's kind of like, I want to break out of this funk. I want to break out of this box. I want to move forward. The thing is that it's going to be something that you have to do. You have to do it. So instead of letting the energies around you just kind of say, oh, let's move you on, Capricorn. You have to kind of, you have to take the reins. You have to get yourself all dressed in your shiny armor, and you have to move forward. You have to blind them with your brilliance too. I'm kind of getting that thing. Here he is with his gold armor on, And it's kind of like you want to shine so much that they don't even know, whoever they are, they don't even know what you're doing. So you want to kind of, it's like, like the reflection, and you're kind of like, when you're driving and you're like, I can't see where I'm going for that second. And you're like, oh, please let there not be a, then, you want to, and kind of like, it's kind of like, it's a little bit of sleight of hand in a way too. You want to kind of tell them, look that way, and then you go that way, okay? But Knight of Fire, very passionate. This is movement. This is action. Don't get in my way. Again, I'm breaking the boundaries. I don't want to be held back. So there's a lot, so that box, this unity, it's kind of like you're feeling this tugging, and the spiritual is kind of saying, so you have the spiritual tugging, but yet you want to break free of that. Not that you want to break free of the spiritual, because that's not what you want to do. Higher power, guardian angel, spirit guide, voice of the universe, your divine archangel energy, archangels. You don't want to break free of the spiritual, but you do want to break free, and that's okay. That is okay. Aries is one to get you moving and to put you on that path, put you where, start you where you need to be started from. So, passionate, adventurous, self-assured, restless. A sudden event that needs immediate attention. Time is of the essence. Think things through carefully. So it could also be that, there is something that, maybe this is a job that you've had for 100 years, and now there's a new opportunity, new career that you really want to go after. So that, it's like, going from something very established into something very new and exciting. I can't tell you necessarily which is your right path. I just know that there's a restless spirit going on, and you want to move with that. Next card is the Star. The Star. So we have the 5, we have a 17, so the 1, new beginnings, or a 10, transition. 7 is a divine number. It's a perfect number. Archangel Jophiel really has a lot of creativity, watches over a lot of the creative arts. So, and that doesn't mean you have to be a painter or someone, that creates, with your words or your thought. Well, with your hands. It could be that you create with your words and your thoughts. So, so there could be some creativity here. But the Star is about following your dream, doing what it is. So here it is. This is kind of like that same old, same old. This is same old, same old. This is moving, moving, moving. And the Star is saying that things could pop up open for you that will possibly be worth that risk. Okay? So the Star, again, too, we do have that full moon coming up. Remember, new moon to full moon, this is all the time to put out what it is you are dreaming of. So the Star is happy times. Make positive, optimistic, long-term plans on the right path. So also, you may be feeling like you're being held back, but you're not. You're not. You may be feeling like the stars are against you, but they're not. They're not. And have a little more patience, and you will see things actually, it's like one of those days that you wake up and you go, wow, I didn't even know I was that I was so tired, and now I have energy. So it's kind of, I think that's what Aries season's going to be, that, there's a lot of existing, and now, again, the introduction, now it's time to live, okay? So let's see what we have here. My John Holland. Oh, sure, you want to come out for my Capricorns? Here we are. Where do I put you there? Okay, so let's see what these are. Reversed. Here is a 6. 6 is the number of man. But the chakras, remember the chakras, energy sources. We go from the root or the base. Then we go to the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart. So the root or the base to the heart is natural. Then we go from the heart to the throat, to the third eye, to the crown, and these go to the supernatural. The heart goes a little bit with both. The third eye is about receiving the messages. Okay, we have our pineal gland, however you want to pronounce it. Many times over, there's things that we need to do to kind of decalcify this. Sometimes even just kind of taking this and, moving over and over and over. It is a psychic connection. It's not necessarily easy for Capricorns to, I'm not going to say have psychic connections, because you do, but it's not, you don't always trust that psychic connection, because you're an earth sign, so you like to see it, you like to feel it, you like to touch it. And this kind of gets you a little bit like, was that me, or was that is that wishful thinking, or is that intuition? And it's okay to ask that. It is okay to ask that. But the thing is, you need to ask it. You do need to put that out there. So this is telling you to, maybe it's telling you to open this more. And again, there's things on the internet. I'd be careful about vibrations that you get over the internet. Just because you don't know if there's underlying codes in there. But there is things like with the megahertz, 32 megahertz, I think it is. That's a good thing to open up this pineal gland. Sometimes doing this is good. I have my singing bowl, things like that. Meditation, also taking a bath with Epsom salts. Okay, next card here. Okay, we have another 6 going on. So here it is, things that you can make, things that can come to you, material, spiritual prosperity. Again, I feel kind of this is stuck, this is moving. Okay, this is moving. Use a lot of your intuition, use a lot of that, the messages that are coming, and basically 6 is number of man, don't get freaked out, and things that you can make, you can build. Okay, it is that connection with that supernatural and that natural. Here we are. Your next card, 18. So that's an interesting one too, because that could be 3 6s there. So 6 6, and then we have that. 18, we can add, 1 and an 8 is a 9. 9 has a finality to it. It also is a completion. 8 is unlimited opportunities. Shadow is looking beyond, looking beneath, looking behind. So remember my moon, well, it's not my moon, but the moon in itself, we never know what's going on behind the scenes. Remember too, this is also, if you listened to the introduction, and I know not everyone does, I talked about Mercury with Pisces and Neptune. So there's some things that are still hidden. And I know I've talked about Saturn and Aquarius and reality versus illusion. So there could be, again, we have our 6 6 here. We have 18, something with the numbers going on with that. Look beyond, look beneath, look behind. Okay? Things may not be as you think they are, especially, going back to our unity, where you feel kind of like hemmed in, there might be, before you make any moves, before you do, break free, before you do start a new project, new anything, you may want to ask whoever it is that you feel, if there's something that could be done differently. Okay, so look beyond, because sometimes you can act precipitously. Not you per se, my Capricorns. You tend to be a little more methodical than that. But sometimes when you get the notion, though, when you get the notion that things have to change, you go ahead and change it. So you might want to ask to see, because something could be going on behind the scenes that you're just not aware of. So that's kind of, and there's also the looking at the darker side. That could be also another thing. We all have dark and light energy. Sometimes, we hope that we have more light energy, a lot more light than we do dark. So we have to just be careful of that too. Okay, words of advice from Osha Zen Tarot. And here we are. These two, I believe, are reversed if I'm learning this. Here we go. Laziness. So we have a 9 energy again. So you can have a lot of your 3s. So again, too, if you want a new job, my Capricorns, you have to get your resume out there. If you want, if you're feeling constricted and you want things to change, you have to be part of the change. Okay? Yes, there are many times things happen, but this is basically saying you have to be a part of that change. Now, we do have a lot of that 6 energy, that 3 energy, however you want to put it. So you may want to look those numbers up. But, you can't, this is kind of like, what will happen, will happen. What will be, will be. Yep, it is true. What will happen, will happen. The thing is, though, we need to engage with the energies too. We need to, higher power, our guardian angels, spirit guide, voice of the universe, divine, our archangels. We need to, part of it is we need to speak it out. We have to give our higher power permission to act, okay? And sometimes, higher power knows. Well, might know, but have you given permission, okay? Just saying for whoever needed that one. Here we go. Beyond illusion. So we have a 10 and a 10. So we have 20. So again, what have I talked about? Saturn and Aquarius, looking beyond illusion, seeing more of the reality, looking beyond the dark, looking into that darker side, seeing things clearer. Wow. So, possibly going back and saying, is anything happening that I need to be aware of before you jump ship, before you move on? Okay, this card is not reversed, right? Isolation. So here we have a 3 again. Isolation's an interesting energy here too, because it's kind of it's not necessarily like moving back. It's not necessarily solitude. It's kind of putting a block up. It's, if you look at isolation, you can see there's like a wall of ice. No one can get near me. No one can come to me. And in some ways, there's tears. There's frozen tears running down. So, is this something for you to be aware of? Is this something that you need to watch yourself? Are you putting walls up? Again, I really feel that boxed energy here. So is this box because of that you have actually boxed yourself in? Interesting. Okay, I'll let you figure that one out. How's that? But beyond the illusion is seeing, and beyond the illusion is also seeing clarity in who you are and what you want too. Okay? You're not the victim, my Capricorns. You're not a victim. Things, you are an active part of your life. And I want victim mentality to go away if that be the case for you. Okay, here we go. It doesn't mean that you can just say, okay, fine, I'm just going to stay where I'm at. No, I'm not saying that. But, and again, too, and if you're in any kind of a major, I'm not saying that either. It's just, I guess what I am saying is you can move from it, and it's not always easy to move from that. It's not always easy. Sometimes you have to plan it. Sometimes you have to make things ready for you. Sometimes you have to reach out to others to get things moving for you too. Whoever needed that, because there are many people who are true victims in this world, and they did not choose to be. So I do not mean to make light of that. Okay, please don't think that. But the thing is, though, we can control what we can control. We can, again, spiritual alignment, looking beyond, seeing things as reality. Boy, that got deep too. Here we go. 3 cards. Let's go there. There we go. Reversed. Here we are. Page of Ariel. Page of Ariel. Ariel is our earth energy. We've talked about pages, new job, new opportunities, learning. Again, if you're waiting to get that new job, get your resume going. There needs to be some sort of action there. Okay? You need to get yourself out of there. If you feel like you're in a box, and look to see who, what, where, how did this box get made? How, break free. You've got to, even though Archangel Sandalphon is part of this, Archangel Sandalphon will help you break through, okay? Reach out. But the page of Ariel is reliable, clever, educated, and balanced. An excellent opportunity will be offered to you. Scholarships or the pursuit of education, time to get to work. Your next card is reversed, the High Priestess. So we have 2s. Did we have any 2s here? No. But we have our 2 choices. High Priestess, Archangel Heniel. So you've got you've got Jophiel, you've got Sandalphon, and now you have Heniel. So there's a lot of stuff going on around you. There's a lot of, this is, again, when we talked about, did we have the third eye? A lot of powerful psychic insights, a lot of powerful messages happening. And, you need to kind of, pray over it, meditate, connect to whoever, make sure that you cover yourself when you have, because you kind of have a little bit of a, weird balance between that light and dark here. So make sure every morning, this is what I do. I ask my higher power to cover me with my higher power's cloak of protection. And then, you get on with your day here too. So powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. So we have a 5 and a 7, and there are 2. Okay. Anyway, let's go on. Last card here. We have a 7. Okay, so 7 again, that divine energy. Raphael is your water energy. We go back to this. If you're boxed in, if you feel hemmed in, if you feel like things aren't moving for you, there's this emotional, what do you want to do? What is it that you want to do? Think about it. Put it out there. Make a decision with this. So, 7 of Raphael is time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. A need for detoxification. Some of this is, well, I can't really make a change, so I'm not going to. Well, you know what? Maybe the change won't be happening right away. Hold on a second. This card fell out. Maybe the change won't happen all the way, right away, but sometimes, little baby steps can make you, you might find that you've walked some miles then. Okay, this is my Guardian Angel deck, Redley Valentine, and very gentle, kind. I do love this deck, but it's not one that you can really use for a, main reading because it's wordy. Here we go. Reversed. This is the messenger of thought. So I think the messenger of thought is, I think that is it's either the page or the knight of air. Okay? So, a new topic or intellectual project is really exciting for you. There's so much to learn before you feel ready to move forward. So here's that too. Goes with this. New information may require changes to your plans. Review all documents carefully. Will meet or are someone who loves to learn and share knowledge. This person is brilliant and truthful, but also blunt and not very diplomatic. Okay, is that you, my Capricorns? It could be. It could be. So things can happen. There's a lot of positive energy for it to happen. There's a lot of connections with your higher power, your spiritual guides, whoever that be for you. There is a lot of there's kind of like an awareness happening for you into that darker side, that darker energy, those shadows, the intuition happening. So it's just a matter of what steps do you want to make? What steps do you plan to make? And remember, you don't have to go, I'm not seeing like leaps, but, like I said, little, you had the knight. So this means something's moving fast. Things, so there's going to be some choices that actually could happen. Some decisions, choices that, you might have to make a quick decision off of. So that could be that offer to you. And, where you need to really take that action. And again, I really feel that boxed in energy here. That boxed kind of like you feel like you just want to like move those walls. The rest of it says that you can. It's always, choices. What do we choose? Sometimes we have to stay where we're at. Okay. This one's reversed for what crystal or energy would be helpful for my Capricorns. Here we are. Moldavite. And I think I left that at my bedside, didn't I? Oh my goodness. I love Moldavite. I don't see my Moldavite here. Anyway, Moldavite is really very strong. If you have an affinity with crystals, you may, and if you pick up some Moldavite, you might even feel the energies come through. Healing, protection, telepathy, connection. So, interesting stuff. I'd love it to be all nice and, just this. Again, too, if you want a new job, get your resume out there. This is a good time for you to do this. But, it's if you don't move, it's one of those things, too. I kind of go back to the healing. Healing can hurt, and as someone with physical therapy. But anybody that's been through physical therapy will tell you if you don't move, you don't get better. Okay? So I kind of feel like it's your decision. You need to decide if it's time for that movement. It doesn't have to be. But it's nice to know that it's your decision and not somebody else's. Okay, so my Capricorns, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Remember the button. Please like, share, and subscribe. It does help. As always, my Capricorns, know that you are loved. Stay shining and be blessed. Bye-bye.